Hi, this is Sigrún with the Universal Pagan Temple, and thank you so much for joining me. Got another video here for you tonight, and we are going to be discussing some of President Trump's remarks today. But if you're new here or if you're returning, thank you for watching and tuning in. We got all sorts of fun links down below, but let's get into the video. So, today Trump made a remark about the surge in religion in America, but he was more or less specific about which religion it is. The funny thing about Trump making these comments about Christianity, churches, and so on, is that Trump really isn't religious at all. When he's doing something like looks like he's praying, no, it's just like a LARP. He's not religious, he is very much non-religious. He does this and he puts these words out here to kind of placate his Christian base and also placate the Zionists and Christian Zionist causes because, Christian Zionism props up Israel in this country. Let's take a watch here.
But we have more people working. We have more people praying. The churches are coming back. I don't know if you've been reading that story, but religion is coming back to America. Some people say, oh, why would you mention that? To me, that's a big deal. And this Thanksgiving, we're also making incredible strides.
Okay, so he mentions we have more people praying and churches coming back. Churches, that is about Christianity. No, it's not about ATC, Aquarian Tabernacle Church, which is Wiccan. No, when he mentions churches, everybody knows he's talking about Christianity. Now, Christianity has seen a surge, but I believe that it is superficial because what happened after Charlie Kirk was assassinated is that, yes, a lot of people did go back to church, or they started attending church, or they started buying Bibles. But just like after 9/11, this happened. And the energy after 9/11 was very similar to the energy after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and it still kind of feels like that. And so after this surge is over, and I believe we're already seeing a tapering off of this surge, we'll see people start to go back to, the ones that are serious, they'll stick with Christianity, or the ones that are completely turned off by Christianity, they will go to other religious paths because realizing what Christianity actually is, it's a subversion and it's a control mechanism for the masses. They'll head to other things, and paganism will be one of those paths, along with atheism or Buddhism. Take your pick. People have choices now in their religious path, and it's not just limited to Christianity. And there's a lot of information on Christianity right now, not only, as far as scripture goes, but you're exposed to so many more Christians than you would have been exposed to 20, 30 years ago. And you see their awful behavior. They can't help but to show the worst of themselves when they start speaking to you about their faith. This behavior can range anywhere from threats to blind bigotry for no reason against non-Christians or Christians that are not of their particular church. Um, as goofy as that is, Christians are cruelest to each other. They get their jollies out of that, and then they go turn it on to other people of who are non-Christians, including religious minorities such as pagans and witches. Um, and in America, we see a lot of it. Where is it? Christianity's kind of mellowed out in Europe. In the United States, it still has that very aggressive undertone, and you can really see it just not online, but in person as well. Um, it's just not that we're exposed to Christians online so much, in person, they behave in much the same way. With previous jobs that I had, I always had aggressive proselytizers coming after me, even before I even mentioned that I was pagan. So it's a good indication of how aggressive Christianity is to get new converts. And for Trump to be, squawking about this, he's squawking about Christianity. He's not squawking about the increase in Muslims and mosques in my home state of Texas. And that's a threat to everybody. And while there have been some Christians that have been trying to step up to Islam, for the most part, they're not. Come to think of it, I'll say it right now. Christianity has more in common with Islam than it has with paganism. Even though there are some of our traditions that kind of line up, because Christianity took a lot of, holidays and traditions from paganism. But once you get down to it, the behavior of Christians mirrors more of that of a Muslim than it does that of a pagan. Being that they both people of the books, similar outlook on women, similar outlook on, conversion, and, Christians act like Islam's the big enemy. Well, when push comes to shove, I know that Christians will choose Islam over paganism. This is just the cold, hard truth that we have to face as pagans, to realize that, we're surrounded by people that would turn their backs on us if we actually needed them. So that's why we have to be self-sufficient as pagans in every way possible, and be aware of Christianity in every way possible, because we're really, in the US, we're the last bastion for the most part. There's some other bastions, but we're the world power with a lot of Christians in it. In Christian Zionism, we have to be aware of what the Christians are doing, because when we have President Trump saying that the churches are coming back, he's talking in specific about Christianity, not talking about Islam, and that's coming back. And with Trump, feeding Israel all the money that they want, we're only going to get more of this, more mosques all over the place, because, Israel wants them in here because they want manufactured consent. They want more wars. We have to realize this, that's the end goal, is just to feed the military industrial complex, which works into the religious industrial complex, which is Christianity in this country. Paganism is not a part of that, so that's why they have these influencers coming after paganism, because they know paganism, is separate from all the Abrahamic faiths. They know that pagans cannot be manipulated by the Abrahamics. They know that we can't be guilt-tripped. And so that way we, truly are a threat, hence the book Pagan Threat by Pastor Lucas Miles. So we always have to keep our guards up when it comes to this type of thing. Even when it's something as innocent as Trump talking about this topic when he pardons 2 turkeys, Gobble and Waddle. Very cute names, by the way. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me rant, and until next time, blessed be.